Welcome to the HFY Codex tale. If you like our videos, keep supporting and subscribe to our channel. The child who went missing on the alien station. The station was cold, too cold for a child. But 8-year-old Micah Ward didn't complain. His eyes were wide with wonder as he looked at glowing walls, floating chairs, and strange creatures walking past him. He held his mother's hand tightly. "Are they robots?" he whispered. His mother, Dr. Alina Ward, smiled softly. "No, Micah, they're real, just not human." It was his first trip off Earth. And maybe his last. Station Helios 7 was a peaceful place. A neutral zone where over 50 alien species met for trade, science, and diplomacy. Rules were strict, weapons banned, violence rare. Alina had come as a guest scientist. She was invited to speak on human development and DNA adaptability. But she brought Micah along because she had no choice. He had no one else. And she didn't trust anyone else. They walked through the market area. Lights blinked. Alien music played from a stringless harp. Micah smiled at a jelly-like creature juggling small glowing orbs. Alina looked at her scanner. "You can walk around this circle only. I'll be at the table right there. Stay close, okay?" Micah nodded. "I promise." She kissed his forehead. He ran to explore the circle, only a few meters wide. She watched him once, twice, and then started her discussion with the alien scientists. She checked on him again after 5 minutes. He was gone. Alina stood up fast. Her voice was calm, but her heart raced. "Micah." No reply. She walked toward the food stalls. No sign of him. She asked a tall green vendor, "Did you see a human child? Black hair, small, wearing red jacket." The alien blinked 4 eyes. "No child passed here." She checked every corner of the circle. He wasn't there. Micah Ward had vanished. Security was slow to respond. Alina stood in front of the station's AI desk, while her hands clenched the edge of the metal panel. "My son is missing," she said. The AI voice responded calmly. "No emergency is registered. No alarm activated." "I am activating it now," she said coldly. "Please wait. A search request must be reviewed." "Reviewed." "Processing takes up to 6 hours." Alina's voice dropped into a deadly calm. "He's a child." Species Protocol 9.4. Younglings are not prioritized unless biological emergency is detected. She stepped back slowly. 6 hours. He could already be off station by then. Alina didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just whispered, "That was your mistake." An hour later, Alina was gone from her room. The official trackers showed her in the guest sector. But she wasn't there. She was deep inside the maintenance corridors, moving like she knew the layout. Her coat was gone. She now wore a black suit beneath, tight and silent. On her back, hidden, was something no one on the station had scanned. A small, illegal device. Human tech. Old, forbidden, but powerful. It pulsed with blue light as she pressed her finger to it. The tracker scanner activated. Alina whispered to herself. Micah's wristband had a pulse beacon unless someone removed it. The scanner beeped once, then again. A faint signal blinked on the map. Sector 9. Cargo hold. Restricted. She made her way past drones, sealed doors, and sleeping corridors. No security stopped her. No one noticed her. She was trained for this. Before she was a scientist, she had a title very few remembered. Colonial Tactical Agent, Earth Division. And her most dangerous skill was not fighting. It was thinking like a predator. As she neared the cargo bay, her scanner showed the signal growing weaker. She stopped at a thick metal door. No windows, no sounds. Alina pressed her ear against it. Silence. Then softly, something else. A child's cough. Her eyes sharpened. Micah was behind that door. And someone didn't want her to find him. She stepped back and whispered into her device. "Cargo hold breach in 30 seconds. Target locked." Back at the command center, the alien officers were laughing at something on a hollow screen. Suddenly, red lights flashed. "Alert, unauthorized human breach, Sector 9." The command officer froze. Who? The screen zoomed in. Elena Ward. Expression blank. Eyes cold. And she wasn't coming to talk. The cargo door was thick. 5 security layers, 3 biolocks, no access for guests. But Elena Ward wasn't a guest anymore. She stood in front of the panel, eyes steady, heartbeat slow. The system flashed red. Access DENIED. Elena pulled a thin wire from her sleeve. She attached it to the panel's side. The wire glowed. Human tech override engaged. Back in the control room, alarms screamed. A 3-eyed alien officer shouted, "She's bypassing our doors. That's military-level hacking." Another asked, "Is she a soldier?" "No," the officer replied. "Records say she's a biologist." A third muttered, "Then why is she overriding station locks like a warbot?" Inside the cargo sector, the door hissed open. Darkness greeted her. Elena stepped in quietly, pistol drawn, not a gun, but a pulse stunner made from old Earth tech. Illegal on the station. She didn't care. In the shadows, crates sat stacked to the ceiling, marked, sealed. Then movement. A figure appeared, tall, thin, skin like black marble. It turned, surprised. "You're not supposed to be here." Elena didn't hesitate. Click zap. The alien dropped like a rock. She stepped over the body. Still no sign of her son. She scanned again. The tracker's signal was close, very close. Her eyes locked onto a metal crate with a small ventilation slot. Inside, something moved. Elena rushed to it. She pressed her hand to the side. "Micah, Micah, baby, can you hear me?" A weak voice replied, "Mom." Tears rose in her eyes, but her voice stayed calm. "I'm here, you're safe now." Behind her, footsteps. Elena turned. 5 alien guards, armed, serious. The leader growled, "Step away from the container." She stood tall, one hand on the crate, the other holding her stun weapon. "I don't think you understand what's happening here," she said softly. "You are trespassing," the guard snapped. "This is a Class 2 security zone." She tilted her head. "No, this is a mother reclaiming her child." "You'll be arrested." Elena's voice dropped to a whisper. "Try." The guard stepped forward. She moved first. Fast. Too fast for them to expect. The first guard went down with a hit to the throat. The second was stunned before he could lift his weapon. The others hesitated. She used it. With fluid motion, she spun behind a crate, launched a noise grenade. Non-lethal, Earth-made, loud enough to shatter concentration. Boom. The last 2 guards fell, stunned and shaking. Elena stood over them. "I came here in peace. I was invited, I smiled, I cooperated." She looked down at her shaking hands. "You took my son." She stepped back to the crate and opened it. Inside was Micah, curled up, eyes wide, alive. She pulled him into her arms, holding him tightly. "Mom," he whispered, "I was so scared." "I know," she said, "but I'm here now." More alarms. More guards incoming. She looked around, thinking fast. No way to fight them all. But she had something stronger than weapons. She had a voice. Elena tapped her wristband, switched to public frequency, and spoke. "This is Dr. Elena Ward, human citizen and mother of Micah Ward. I am broadcasting across station Helios 7. My child was kidnapped, hidden inside a crate. No one responded, no one cared. I was told to wait 6 hours. He would have been gone by then. So I acted, not as a scientist, not as a guest, but as a mother. You call yourselves civilized, peaceful, but you let a child be stolen under your nose. Let this be clear, I am not asking for help anymore. I am warning you. If anyone comes between me and my child again, they will remember what humanity does when it has nothing left to lose." Her voice echoed through every speaker on the station. Some laughed, some froze, but a few, especially the older species, felt something cold crawl down their spines. They had heard legends of human mothers before. They were never pretty. Elena picked up her son. She didn't run. She walked slowly, calmly toward the exit. No one stopped her. Not yet. But eyes were watching. And something deep in the station had just changed. Because they finally understood. She wasn't just a scientist. She was a mother. And someone had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. The station was silent. For the first time in years, all broadcasts stopped. No trade announcements, no music, no traffic chatter. Just one message. One voice. Hers. To all listening beyond this station, this is Dr. Alina Ward, a citizen of Earth. My son was kidnapped from a neutral zone. The station authorities ignored me, so I acted. I have him back now, he is safe. But this is not over. If you trade in children, if you think humans are weak, if you believe a mother's pain is silent, then remember this. One child may be small, one mother may be alone, but one mistake can wake a sleeping world. Her voice played in every language, translated instantly by the station's auto-comms. On mining ships, on alien freighters, in royal councils. Some laughed, another loud human. Some ignored it. Earth always overreacts. But the old ones, those who remembered the last colony war, didn't laugh. They remembered what happened when human families were touched. And they felt something they hadn't in a long time. Fear. On a distant military cruiser, a lizard-like admiral watched the feed. She's just one, the junior officer said, unranked civilian. The admiral narrowed his eyes. She's not just a mother, he said. She's a symbol now. Back on station Helios 7, Alina sat with Micah in the safe zone of the diplomatic wing. He was asleep in her arms. She watched him breathe. But her eyes were open, sharp, awake. A soft ping came from her wrist. A private message. Earth Command received. Awaiting your orders. Alina blinked slowly. She hadn't called them. They had been listening. Earth was quiet now. But when its mothers called, Earth always answered. In the station's control chamber, the command council argued. She broke laws. She made us look weak. She hacked military doors. What is she really? A silent alien diplomat stood up. Ancient, 6 arms, gold skin, voice like wind. He raised one long finger and whispered. She's a story now. Everyone turned to him. He continued. And stories are more dangerous than weapons. Across the galaxy, the message spread like wildfire. On outer colonies, parents played it over their speakers. On criminal stations, slavers paused mid-sail. Some deleted the feed. Others recorded it twice. But no one ignored it. Because it wasn't just a warning. It was a line drawn in stardust. The next day, an unexpected response came. From the Varkan Empire, one of the most feared races in the sector. They sent a public message to all trade routes. Effective immediately, human children are not to be touched, traded, threatened, or even approached. Any violation will be seen as a direct act of war. This order is not out of fear, it is out of memory. We remember Earth, and we remember its mothers. Alina watched the message replay. She said nothing. She just held Micah tighter. Later that night, as lights dimmed across the station, a soft voice came from her son. Mom. Yes, sweetheart. Did you really scare the whole galaxy? She smiled. Just the ones who needed to be scared. And somewhere in the quiet dark between stars, the message kept traveling. Through wormholes. Across moons. Into alien dreams. A mother's voice. Simple. Soft. And terrifying. The message was sent. The galaxy heard her voice. But Alina wasn't finished. Her son was safe, but not healed. He still woke up crying. Still flinched when doors closed too fast. Still asked, are they coming back? And that's when she knew. Rescuing him wasn't enough. The ones who took him were still breathing. And that was unacceptable. She didn't tell the station she was leaving. She didn't ask for approval. She just disappeared into the black parts of space that no one liked to mention. The routes marked unpatrolled, unclaimed and unsafe. But that's where monsters hid, and Alina was hunting them now. Her first stop was a satellite hub in the Dravos Belt, run by smugglers and ex-soldiers. She walked into the bar with calm eyes and cold silence. The bartender, an eight-legged slug, glanced up. "We don't serve humans." She placed a small cube on the counter. It lit up, displaying one name, Zurath Syndicate Handler. The bar went quiet. Some backed away. Some ran. The bartender swallowed. "What do you want?" She smiled. "A location and 5 minutes alone." Zurath was found in a black market asteroid base 2 sectors out. He'd traded hundreds of rare species. Sold things with eyes that screamed. He thought humans were too loud, too fragile, too emotional. He never thought one would come for him. Until she kicked his door in. Zurath reached for his weapon. Too late. Her stun pulse hit first. He dropped, spasming. She walked over, slow and steady. "You took my child," she said softly. Zurath blinked. I don't remember." She kicked him hard. "Once. Wrong answer." He groaned, coughing. "I didn't hurt him. I don't torture, I swear." "You made him afraid to sleep." "I didn't know he was yours." She leaned down, eye to eye. Every human child is someone's. Behind her, alarms started. Backup was coming. She activated her signal jammer. "They won't hear you scream." Zurath panicked. "Please, what do you want?" She pulled a data spike from her coat. "Your files, every buyer, every seller, every name." He hesitated. She shocked him again. "Now." 15 minutes later, she walked out with a full data drive and a burned-out terminal behind her. She didn't look back. The whole asteroid base went silent after she left. And a whisper followed her name like a ghost. "Don't touch the ones the humans love." Later, she sat in her ship, breathing slow. She played a message from Micah. "Hi, Mom, I slept through the night. I'm not scared now, just waiting for you to come home." She closed her eyes, pain and pride mixing in her chest. "I'm coming, baby," she whispered, "but first I'm ending this." The data drive held names, many. Too many. Syndicates. Buyers. Collectors. And worse, clients with official clearance. People who thought their rank made them untouchable. Until now. Because someone was coming for them. Not with armies. Not with fleets. But with something far more dangerous. A human mother. And she had nothing left to lose. Alina's ship landed on a quiet human colony 3 light-years from station Helios 7. Micah was there, safe, protected, surrounded by doctors and kind voices. He ran to her the second she stepped off the ship. "Mom." She dropped to her knees, caught him in her arms, and held on like she'd never let go again. "I missed you so much," he said softly. "I missed you more, my star," she whispered. But when she looked into his eyes, she saw it. The shadow. Micah didn't sleep in full silence anymore. He flinched when he heard metal doors. He stared too long at corners, like he expected someone to step out. And one night, when she kissed him goodnight, he whispered, "You'll protect me this time, right?" Something in Alina cracked. Not loudly. Not visibly. But deep, deep inside. Because she had her son back. But they'd still taken something from him. And for that, someone had to pay. The next morning, Alina sat in the colony's quiet command room, a stolen data spike in her hand. The information she ripped from the syndicate base was bigger than expected. There weren't just traders. There were governments involved. Embassies, judges, even diplomatic envoys from species who had signed peace treaties with Earth. They didn't steal the children. They bought them. She didn't send threats this time. No warning. She uploaded the entire data spike to the galactic open net. Every name, every deal, every price tag. And above the files, she wrote one sentence. "If justice won't protect the innocent, then fear will." Within hours, the galaxy shook. Entire governments scrambled to shut down the spread. News feeds exploded. Some leaders denied the evidence. Others started resigning. And some were found dead by their own people. But the message was out. And it couldn't be erased. Because a mother had spoken, and the stars were listening now. Back in the colony, Alina sat on a bench as Micah played quietly in the dirt with toy ships. He was smiling, but still quiet. A nurse came over. "You did it, you broke them." Alina shook her head. "No, I exposed them. Breaking comes next." Later that day, she got a call. From Earth. High-level clearance. A voice she hadn't heard in years. "Dr. Ward," the voice said, "you've caused a diplomatic crisis." "I caused nothing," she replied. "I just told the truth. We're trying to avoid war." She stared out at the sunset. "Then maybe you should have tried harder to avoid buying children." Silence. Then the voice softened. "What do you want?" She thought for a moment. Then she said, "I want Earth to stop pretending we're helpless. And I want every species out there to remember, if you hurt a human child, you'll answer to us." That night, as the stars blinked above the colony, a new legend began forming in the outer worlds. They whispered about a woman who didn't fire a single missile, didn't lead an army, but brought empires to their knees, with one truth, and a child in her arms. The silence didn't last. 3 days after Alina exposed the Galactic Child Trade Network, Station Helios 7 declared her a security threat. They called it containment. They called her unstable. They claimed she used stolen technology and incited unrest. But what they really feared was what she inspired. Alina was with Micah when the notice arrived. A direct order. "Dr. Alina Ward, your actions have violated interstellar law. You are ordered to report to Helios 7 immediately for questioning and potential containment." Micah clutched her arm. "They want to take you." Alina's eyes didn't blink. "They'll have to try." She didn't hide. She didn't run. Instead, she returned to Helios 7 herself. Alone. Just her, one small ship, and the weight of 1,000 broken families behind her. As her ship docked, the station's commander watched from the control tower. "She's unarmed," an officer said. "She doesn't need weapons," the commander replied. "She has the truth." The moment she stepped off the ship, guards surrounded her. Dozens. Some held stun rifles. Others wore riot armor. One guard stepped forward. "You are under arrest for inciting planetary panic." Alina held out her wrists, but smiled. "I'm not here to resist." She leaned in slightly. "I'm here to watch you fail." They brought her to a cold room. No windows, no cameras. 3 officials waited. 1 alien, 1 synthetic, 1 human diplomat. "Your actions nearly started a war," the human said. "Your inaction nearly cost us our soul," Alina replied. "You had no authority to do what you did," said the alien. "I'm a mother," she said. "That's all the authority I need." The synthetic leaned forward, tone flat. "We can make you disappear." She didn't flinch. "You already tried that once with my son." Outside the chamber, a quiet protest began. First 10 people, then 50, then hundreds. Alien families, other mothers, fathers, siblings, even some former station workers. Holding signs, wearing pins, displaying one word. Remember. Remember what she exposed. Remember who was stolen. Remember who had the courage to fight back. Inside, the officials argued. She has become a symbol. Symbols can be broken. Not this one. They turned back to her. "What do you want, Alina?" She stood, tall, calm, unshakable. "I want a council of mothers from every species. No weapons, no politics, just parents watching the watchers." The alien blinked. "That's not how the system works." "Then the system changes," she said, "or I'll keep breaking it." They tried to lock her in a holding room. The door sealed shut. The lights dimmed, but 3 minutes later, the entire sector lost power. Doors slid open on their own. Every camera went black, and Alina stepped out completely calm. Station staff gasped. One whispered, "How?" She turned slightly, smiled, and said, "Never underestimate what a mother prepares for after bedtime." The head of station security tried one last time. "You are destabilizing order." Alina walked past him. "You call it order, I call it silence." She left Helios 7 with no handcuffs, no chains, and no apologies. Behind her, the protest was now a movement. The files she leaked were being used as evidence across 6 systems. And somewhere on a moon far away, another child was found, alive because of her. Alina returned home to Micah that night. He hugged her tight. "You're not in trouble anymore." She smiled. They tried. "What happened?" "They forgot one thing," she said softly. "What?" She kissed his head and whispered, "You can't cage a mother who's already lost everything once." Alina Ward didn't return to Earth. She didn't need to. She had already left her mark among the stars. It started with whispers, on quiet mining colonies, inside trade ships, and in alien schools. They told the story of a human mother. A scientist. A woman with no army, no badge, no orders. Just a stolen child and a voice too loud to silence. They said she walked into a fortress of power and left it broken. Not in flames, but in truth. On a peaceful moon in Sector 4, children painted stars on walls. Their teacher asked, "What do we never do in the galaxy?" A child raised her hand and shouted, "We never mess with a human mother." Everyone laughed, but deep down, they all knew it wasn't a joke. Alina didn't seek fame. She didn't give speeches. She never asked for thanks. She simply lived. Quietly, with Micah. They settled on a small research colony orbiting a blue gas giant. A place with no politics, no slavers, no station gates, just sky and peace. Sometimes ships landed on the colony asking for her. She always said the same thing. "I'm not the hero, I was just his mom." But others disagreed. To many, she became the new standard, a symbol of the line you never cross. Micah healed slowly. He laughed more now. He slept better. But sometimes, late at night, he'd still ask, "Why did they take me?" And Alina would answer, "Because monsters hide in big places. But you found me." She'd smile. No one hides from a mother who loves her child. The Council of Systems changed its laws. Not because of threats, but because of pressure from the people. From families. From protesters wearing pins that read, "Because of her." Across planets, new task forces formed, mothers, fathers, guardians from every species. They didn't carry guns. They carried records, proof, and the kind of rage that only love can power. One cycle later, a statue was raised outside Helios 7. Not large, not gold, just a tall figure holding a child in one arm, and a broken lock in the other. The plaque read, "To the one who reminded us, love isn't soft, it's unbreakable." Alina Ward, human mother. Alina never visited the statue. She didn't need to. She was too busy planting flowers with Micah under 2 suns. Too busy helping build things instead of burning them. But when she saw a young alien girl walk by with a pin on her jacket, the one that read, "Remember her," Alina just nodded quietly and went back to watering the roots. And in quiet corners of the galaxy, where dark things once ruled, children are safer, not because of fear, but because the stars remember. They remember one mistake, touching her child, and they remember what came next. A soft voice, a calm woman, and a galaxy changed forever. The end.